Now, in this technical demonstration, we're going to move from the management node into the individual tasks that the management node is going to facilitate, starting with the new installation. Now this PowerShell script has a number of command line options that you should be aware of. So if you're not sure what those command line parameters are, you can always use the Get Help feature. Let's go ahead and do that now. And as you can see, we have a host of command line parameters to work from. Now we're going to run through a number of these command line parameters during this new installation creation. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll start with the actual script. And the first command line parameter we're going to use is the host name. Now this is going to be the host name, or more importantly, the vault URL that you're going to use. Now in this more enterprise level implementation, this is probably going to be a URL that you're going to have on your load balancer that will point to one or more web nodes as part of the implementation. For this demonstration, however, we're only going to use one web node, so I'm going to use the fully qualified domain name of that web node server, which in this case is going to be hspos-web.hspos.net. Next, we'll need our certificate information. So we'll go ahead and add in the path to the certificate. And since this particular certificate does have a password associated to it, we'll go ahead and add in our password. Next, we'll need to supply the database information and the Redis server information. So let's go ahead and do that. This will start with DB user, which in this case will be Postgres, the DB password, and finally the DB server, which again can be the IP address or the DNS name of that particular server. So we're going to go ahead and use the DNS name. Which is psql.hspos.net. Next, we'll need the Redis server information. Once again, you can use the IP address or the DNS name. And finally, we're going to need the administrator information. Now, this is going to be the initial administrator that we're going to have for the identity platform. This is going to be a centrified directory account and not an Active Directory account. So let's go ahead and add that in now. The administrator name, we'll just call it admin. The administrator password, and finally the administrator email. Now there are two additional command line parameters that you're going to want to use during your production implementation. That is going to be the company name and the license key. This is supplied by Centrify and is going to be specific as it has been in previous OP or on-prem installation methods. Now for demonstration purposes, I'm not going to use these two options. We're simply going to go through and create the new installation. And now as you can see, it's going through the process of creating the new installation with the configuration that I've provided. Once again, this might take a couple of minutes. But as you can see here, we have a tenant ID as well as an admin username. And now our installation is complete, and we have an indicator letting us know that the next step is to create that new deployment that will be based off of this installation.